Hey guys, just want to let you know, if you're in the market for a new controller, Scuf has got you covered. I've been using Scuf controllers for years now and they are honestly a huge part of my game, and if you want to grab one for yourself, be sure to use code IMMORTAL at checkout and check out the link down below. But for now, on to today's video. Ladies and gentlemen, hey hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. As we all know, yesterday was a very big day here in Modern Warfare. We saw Season 2 go live, and along with that we got a ton of new content, ranging from new maps, to modes, to even a whole new battle pass. And of course, we got the 1.14 update too, which changed a lot in-game as well. So between the launch of Season 2 and the 1.14 update itself, there was actually a lot of very interesting things added in under the radar, and we also had some pretty important leaks as well. So today we're breaking down all the additional Season 2 information that was revealed with yesterday's update. But before we jump into that, if you're new here, feel free to subscribe with your notifications turned on to stay on top of the latest Call of Duty news and intel. And of course, if you enjoy the video at any point, let me know by dropping a like on it. Now, let's jump right into the major leaks for today because while there are a handful of them to discuss thanks to the game files being updated with the latest patch, the standout leaks definitely come in the form of Call of Duty Warzone. Now obviously that is an unfamiliar name, one that we have not heard this year, well, at least up until yesterday. That is because Warzone is the supposed name of the upcoming Battle Royale mode that could be coming to the game very, very soon. We of course saw with the patch yesterday that the main menu ended up changing as we now have the addition of the Classified tab, which is completely inaccessible for the time being. And right away, the second I saw that Classified tab, I said to myself, that has got to be Battle Royale, right? I mean, we've had game files relating to BR assets for the longest time now. We had a massive Battle Royale leak, I want to say back in like mid-November, and the mode has been there secretly being worked on for months at this point, if it is a thing. But this leak and the aftermath of it really is the most solid information that we have to date about the rumored Battle Royale mode. So basically, yesterday afternoon over on Reddit, an image appeared with the text Call of Duty Warzone on top of an image of Ghost standing on top of a tank within what appears to be the streets of Tovorsk district, which we can assume is going to be a part of the larger ground war map based off the previous leaks. Now, I am not able to show this image on screen because, well, Activision has been going around all morning hitting people with copyright strikes if they post the image on social media. And, well, here's the thing. That does not happen to fake leaks. Activision has no reason to DMCA take down something that is not coming to the game because there's no validity, there's no legitimacy behind it, you know? The only cause they have for hitting people with DMCAs is if whatever is posted is a leaked asset that is supposed to stay on the DL. So lo and behold, here we are, the day that we get the Classified tab on the main menu is the same day that a new asset image for Warzone leaks, and it immediately gets striked by Activision wherever it's posted basically. Now, that to me is a massive red flag saying, hey look, yeah, something is going on here. Now, in addition to that, the intro cinematic for Season 2 literally depicts players jumping out of an aircraft and into the map, alongside a wave of gas rolling in the background, which is presumably going to be the out of bounds or storm portion of the mode. So yet again, I would say the stars are just lining up ever so perfectly. But then, even more suspicious stuff started happening. On top of the Warzone image being leaked, some players actually experienced a glitched lobby which was titled Warzone, and within that there was an entire tab dedicated to training and also a squad fill tab in the selection menu. So really at this point, I don't know how many more stars we can even fit into this frame to line them up, but there's about as many as you can possibly get just based off of this info alone. But then, there is even more somehow. The Gaming Revolution is of course a name that we've brought up a handful of times on the channel in the past, and early this morning he was pretty busy over on Twitter revealing even more Battle Royale or Warzone assets too. And I'll link his Twitter down below if you guys want to check these images out because, once again, for copyright reasons, I'll refrain from showing them. But basically, we see that there is an option to edit drop kits, which are, I guess, basically the custom classes of Warzone, and this will allow you to prepare a bit more before jumping into the action. Then, TGR also mentions that the branding of Call of Duty Warzone is specific, and it's specific for a reason. Notice how it's not Modern Warfare Warzone, it is simply Warzone or Call of Duty Warzone. That's because it's rumored to be free to play and will still be available even if you don't actually own Modern Warfare. Now, you might be wondering, well then why is there a whole tab on the main menu if you don't actually need this game to play Warzone? And honestly, I just think that'll kind of work how like MWR and Infinite Warfare did back in the day, where you could select to play the other game from the main menu of each. But in all reality, it could be an entirely separate application, which I honestly think is the best way to go about it. A separate application means separate downloads for updates, and it also means that if you don't want to play the Battle Royale, you wouldn't even have to download it in the first place, and you could just save some space on your hard drive instead. Then, one last thing I do want to touch on for the Warzone leaks before we jump into the other content is the fact that TGR also claims there is more than one way to win a Battle Royale match. Then he follows that tweet up with an image of a nuke going off, and we were told via leaks beforehand that the BR mode might have a nuke of its own, so that is definitely something to keep in mind as well. Now, there is one other leak that stemmed from the 1.14 update that I think is worth mentioning, and that is the fact that the MW3 map Hard Hat was recently added into the game files, so that could be a returning map in the future. However, just because a map gets added in now does not mean that it's going to be released right away. I mean, Rust was in the files since day one, so it is possible that Hard Hat does not release for quite some time. But the rumor is right now, Season 3 could be loosely based around MW3, so that could potentially be a Season 3 DLC map if things come to fruition there. Now, in addition to all the leaks that came alongside yesterday's update, there were also a handful of secret changes that occurred in-game as well. And these things were not mentioned by Activision or Infinity Ward, so quite a few of you might not even know that these things were added in or updated as of yesterday. So here, the first major secret change that we see is that the completionist camos of Gold, Platinum, and Damascus actually cover weapons a lot more now. Specifically, the sniper rifles is where I noticed some of the most significant changes, as the sniper scopes now feature the camo patterns too. And all around, it seems like the camos are a lot more spread out on the weapons in general. Then, on top of that, the Platinum camo was also altered a bit as well, in order to appear a bit brighter on the main menu. But, on the contrary, in-game it actually appears slightly less shiny, and I assume that's done to help with the glare issue that was fixed with the 1.14 patch. Now, Infinity Ward and Activision also secretly changed the roadmap for Season 2 with this update as well, as now there is the gunfight map of Bazaar and the new gunfight tournaments detailed as an in-season update instead of a day 1 update like the original roadmap previewed. Honestly, I'm not too sure why this ended up changing. Everything seemed to indicate that the gunfight tournaments and also the Bazaar map were going to be coming alongside the launch of Season 2, but lo and behold, they will instead be coming to the game a bit later on, so we are going to have to keep an eye out there. Then, the next secret change that ended up coming with the 1.14 update is that of the brand new Commendations tab on the combat record menu, which allows you to see various medals you've achieved throughout playing the game. For instance, we've got medals for the most kill streaks destroyed in a match, or the most time spent as a passenger in a vehicle, and all sorts of weird stuff like that. So that is a pretty cool thing you can now look into. Then finally, the last secret change we'll touch on for today is that of the newly animated Season 1 completionist emblem. Back in Season 1, if you unlocked the S1-10 emblem for completing all of the officer challenges, the emblem was not animated, and frankly it was pretty boring. But since the 1.14 update, the emblem does now move if you have it equipped. So that is a small but nonetheless appreciated change in my book. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I still really don't understand why it is that Infinity Ward does not include all the changes in the patch notes when these updates take place. Like, I don't know if it's because certain information is not made clear when it goes from department to department, or if they just don't feel like it's entirely necessary, but from a player's point of view, and I guess also from a creator who covers the patch notes point of view, it would be nice to know everything that changed instead of most of the things that changed. But alas, those were the main secret changes that occurred with the 1.14 title update. Anyways, with all of that being said, those are effectively the major leaks that surfaced with the newest update, alongside some of the secret changes that the patch made as well. And that is going to wrap things up for today. Now, here's my question for you guys. If Warzone is in fact going to be the Battle Royale, which everything seems to indicate it will be, when do you think it's going to release? Do you think it'll randomly come out in like a day as a surprise, maybe in a week, or maybe even next season? Drop me a comment down below with some theories on that. If you guys enjoyed the video, let me know by dropping a like on it, as it would be much appreciated. And of course, if you're new here and you want to stay up to date with everything going on in the world of Call of Duty, including all the latest news and intel, updates and leaks, and pretty much everything else in between, feel free to subscribe with your notifications turned on. That way you'll always know when I post a new video. As always, if you want to check out any of my partners, be sure to use code IMMORTAL on all Scuff, G Fuel, Control Freak, and Respawn products. All of those links can be found down in the description below, and once again, thanks so much for tuning in. Until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.